point was trying to get art to people. How do you get art to people when we're stressed, when we're at home, lonesome, whatever? That's been like a drive for me. It's not really money.
Awesome.
So
I want you to talk about that.
I got it on video.
That's amazing. That's perfect. So why don't we... Jenny, the owner of Bleu Palette Studio here in Sycamore, and thank you so much for sitting with us today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So this year obviously has been challenging for pretty much everybody out there. As a small business owner and an art studio where you've been limited, what interesting things have you been doing? What have you been doing to stay alive and keep business going during this time?
It has been challenging, that's for sure, especially, we were based definitely face-to-face kind of instruction. So what we did discover is that we can do these take-home art kits, and that has been keeping us going, and it's just been important to me to try to get art to people. And when we're stressed, when we're kind of bored, how can I get art into the community? And these take-home kits have been doing that. And those, they just have everything you need, the paint, the canvas, brushes, but also really detailed directions. And I do also make myself available if people need to ask a question or reach out to me. I don't understand this part. How can I fix this? And still kind of have that one-on-one that I really like to do. So that's been keeping us going.
Sure. Now, I know that before you used to do, obviously, in-house classes, kind of that wine and paint party where... But now you do that virtually as well, right?
Yes, I do.
And do you also used to do the private parties where you would go to somebody's venue or house or something? Do you still offer that?
I don't do the traveling. I have a few times, but having my own place has been really nice. I've been doing the traveling since about 2014.
Okay.
So it's kind of nice having people come here. Everything's here. I never worry about forgetting a paintbrush or something like that. So
that makes sense.
We've been, mostly in-house. But we have been doing kind of the same thing online. Like you would gather your friends together and we would do a Zoom class, and then it's a little more live, and you still have that fun kind of party atmosphere.
Cool.
But,
so when you do the parties, do you offer, okay, you can paint seasonal things, or do you say whatever you want to do? You want to paint a dog and a cat fighting or whatever?
Right.
You just whatever?
I've designed some things for people based on whatever they wanted to do. Maybe if their group was into some, had been on a trip together somewhere, we did a beach scene, something like that. But that's another thing I can do is help you pick your painting, because I have hundreds of choices, so it is hard to choose.
Cool. Now, spinning off of that, what's your favorite one to teach or have classes with?
Well, I would say acrylic paint, which is kind of funny because it's not really a medium I work that much in, but there's so much flexibility there and ways you can kind of correct things and layer paint so that there's a lot of freedom to it for somebody who's new to art.
Sure. Well, and kind of with the idea of, you're talking more the paint pouring and stuff you can't really mess it up because it is what it is, and it's a unique thing. It's not like you're doing a tree or happy little trees like our buddy Bob Ross over here.
Right.
By the way, cameo, Bob Ross. That's awesome. So I'm not an artist at all. Like I said, I draw stick figures and it's really not good. But your kind of belief is that art is for everyone, and you offer tons of classes. So what kind of stuff do you have for intro to art for people?
Well, you're my favorite kind of person to have in here because I feel like I can, show you something new and exciting, and that you can kind of see that you can do it, and that there is so much more to art than just drawing. There's the fluid art, there's watercolor, there's just kind of finding the right medium, and getting people to kind of let go of what it has to look like a certain thing. And there's an adrenaline rush with it, especially with the people who haven't done it before. So that's just really fun for me to watch people kind of discover that, hey, they can do this with just the right kind of guidance and the right project.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. So obviously this is an art studio, you teach and you have classes and stuff like that. Do you specialize in one certain medium? What's your favorite medium to work in?
For me, it's colored pencil, and drawing is still always what I come back to. But I also like to incorporate I do kind of mixed media, so I'll do painting with the drawing, so kind of a, combine whatever I can combine into one piece.
Okay. You obviously you teach and you hold classes, but this whole time you've been doing your own artwork, and that's mostly, I think you said, colored pencils and stuff. Do you sell your own artwork?
I do sell my own artwork, and I also do portrait commissions and different commissions that keep me going. So that is also something that's going to help, keep me going, as these art sales.
Gotcha.
And I also do logo work, right?
Yeah, that's true. She designed our logos, which are fantastic. And I'll share a picture later, because one day on Facebook she's like, who wants a caricature drawn? And she did this really cute caricature of me. So I'll put that up on the video as well. But you've done a couple of gallery showings and openings. How many gallery? I don't even know what that's called. But.
I mean, I definitely also work as an artist full time, and so there's shows all throughout the year. I try to do at least 10 or more gallery showings in a year, and that has kind of come to a halt too during the pandemic. There's been some virtual shows, but it's not quite the same. But that is definitely a big part of my art career, is just being an exhibiting artist.
Being here in Sycamore, are you involved in any community things in town?
Well, I do belong to the chamber, and they're such an active and supportive group, so it's been really nice to be a part of that. I will say this community, more than I ever expected, for especially, I didn't grow up here, wasn't from here, but the support from the community has been just amazing, with the kit orders and people reaching out, how are you doing, how can I help you? It's an unbelievable community just to be a part of as a citizen.
That's awesome.
Really great.
If you could say one thing to the world that you haven't had an opportunity to say, and it doesn't matter what it is, but what would that be?
Just truly that art is for everybody. I hate when people say, I can't draw, I can't do art, like that there's some kind of, because you can, but you have to get over that hurdle. So I like to be able to really kind of help people get over that hurdle, and yes, you can absolutely do it.
Well, that's kind of it. I appreciate you sitting with us today, and I appreciate all of you sticking with us for interviews. We'll see you next time. Be good to each other. Take care.
Thank you.